Hey everybody, Kelly here. So it was a really busy week at work, and so I don't have a quilt to show this week, which is a real shame because I think I might have one or two new people from Goody Goods. We are working on a quilt collaboration that Sew Becca put together, and Beth did the March row for the project. Sean from The Guy Who Sews did the February row for the project, and I'm going to be doing the April row for the project. But this week was kind of a crazy week, and so I don't really have a quilting thing to show this week. But I do have all kinds of little goodies around me of some things that I got, some things that I did work on in terms of cross stitch, and some fabric dyeing, some things like that. So if you'll forgive me, I'm going to go ahead and open a couple of these boxes, and hopefully I'm talking loud enough while I do this. I kind of wanted to go ahead and reintroduce myself a little bit for any of the new people coming. So again, my name is Kelly. I am originally from Northern Illinois, a small town, Oregon, Illinois, about an hour and a half south of Wisconsin. So about an hour and a half outside of Chicago. And we moved down to Missouri, northern Missouri, about 12 years ago or so. My folks retired, and I had been through a pretty serious a very serious car accident a couple years prior to that, and was still recovering. And so they had retired, and my brother and his wife lived down here in Missouri and had kids, and so they retired and were planning on moving down this way, and so I came down too. So yeah, my folks and I are down here on what I kind of call the farm. It is not a farm. It's I think I have 2 acres in my description, but it's actually about 3 acres, and it's surrounded by farmland. So I just have the house in 3 acres, and we do a big garden. Well, I always want to say we, because it's me and my folks, but I do a big garden, and they help some and enjoy it. And this year, I think I'm going to do a big pumpkin patch more than a big garden. But I do have a couple of raised beds and chickens. We built a chicken coop the year before last. Or was it last year? I don't know. It's all running together. So we built a chicken coop. So we have chickens and a couple of dogs and apple orchard if it ever really... So they're all very young trees. So if they ever really take off, we'll have an apple orchard. And then I also have a blackberry patch. So I have a lot of little hobby things, but not really a farm. I think I liked that title. I think maybe it was what I was going to call my Etsy shop. Well, I never really opened my Etsy shop. So, but I still had the title. And so that's how the title came to be. But anyhow, so I am a Northern Illinois native that moved to Northern Missouri, and I work for Home Depot. So this week has been a particularly crazy one. We did inventory this week, so it was all good. It's all good. But yeah, so that took most of my week, and so I didn't really do very much crafting, quilting. But I do have a few things that I want to go over. So as you can see, I was starting to open my February So Yeah box. So I do want to show that, but I'm going to hold it off till the end, just because there may be 1 or 2 people that still haven't got theirs. Mine was pretty late. It was delayed at the post office, so... but I'll hold that off till the end, just in case anybody doesn't want to see it. I'll let you know, give you some warning to stop the video and etc. But the other thing that I received this week, I don't think anybody will have a problem with seeing it because Kimberly from the Fat Quarter Shop. I didn't get a chance to watch it today, but I believe they started actually sewing the 2024 Moonbeams Make-A-Wish quilt kit. So for anybody that maybe doesn't know, Fat Quarter Shop each year does a, I'm not sure what I want to call it exactly. They do a raise funds for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a moment here. They raise funds for the Make-A-Wish Foundation by doing a charity quilt-along. And so each year for the last few years I've purchased the kit, and this year I actually purchased the backing kit as well. I think I did it last year too. In 2022 I only purchased the kit, which was the Heartfelt kit, and I actually started sewing it last week, well, 2 weeks ago maybe, and so next week I'll be working on the second block for that, while I'm actually working on the first block for the Moonbeams charity quilt along for this year. So this is the backing kit. Isn't that going to be really cute? Well, let's see. One of these should show what the actual backing looks like. Pardon me a second while I do some crinkling and open this up so that I can show it. Maybe. Well, some more crinkling apparently. I was thinking that it was going to be right on the front. Sorry, I would have done this ahead of time, but I didn't realize. Well, apparently, there we go. There's the finished backing for the quilt. So I know I'm doing this kind of backwards, but it was what was on top. So, all right, so that will be the backing. That's really pretty. And then the box, I'm going to have to stand up because there's no way I can get this out without standing up out of frame. Okay, so it'll be the charity quilt along, comes in this nice keepsake box. And it is very, very heavy. So one thing about Fat Quarter Shop, they definitely add a lot of extra fabric in case you make a cut wrong, something like that. But there's usually so much extra fabric in some of their quilt kits. There have been many times that I've done at least 2/3 of a piece backing with just the scraps that were left over. I think one of my quilts, like the July 2022 Liberty box, I don't think I added but just a few scraps to the scraps that I had left from the kit to make the backing. So it's very generous of them. Alright, so the actual quilt, oh, I should pull it out so that, and I'm sure you've all seen it. I'm sure you're probably following along with Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop, but just in case, I thought I'd show what it looks like. And so it's a really pretty, it's going to be a really pretty blue fabric to it. I love it. A lot of people really like to use a lot of white in their quilts. I've never really been fond of that. I mean, they're nice, they're okay, but I'm probably more of a cream person, if anything. And then I just love the dark colors. The blue is just going to be so pretty. And I'm not going to put that back in because that's going to drive me nuts. So, and all of their kits always come with little cards and different little information. So this actually has the QR codes for making your donations to the charity quilt along. And so I will also be participating in the charity stitch along. I haven't got all of the required materials for that yet. It's going to be stitched on navy 14 count Aida, and I actually ordered that from Fat Quarter Shop just this week, so it should be getting here in a few days, and I will start that as well. It's looks like it's going to be a very pretty cross stitch as well. So all right, I'm going to put this all back in the box here, and I will be starting that next week. So, and like I said, I think Kimberly started it this week, so I just haven't had a chance to watch. All right, sorry for all the crinkling. I'm going to push this out of the way. Okay, so a couple other things that I worked on this week. So, first of all, I dyed some fabric for cross stitch. So, fabric, this one was I believe it was a 18 count Aida, and so I did a green and did kind of a mottled green. I'm thinking on this I may stitch, if I can find the pattern here in my bag. Oh, and it's getting kind of tattered already. Uh-oh. But this is a free pattern by Susan Aki, and it's the little Irish blessing. So hers is very green and orange and like a yellow green. So I don't know if I will actually do this on this green fabric, just because it'll be so washed out. So I'm probably gonna find something else for this. I've got a couple ideas, but this was the thing that I was thinking, and I actually did the green fabric, and then I did this golden yellow fabric, and I think it turned out pretty well. In terms of St. Patrick's Day and Easter, which this year are so close together, this is actually a little bit too golden. So I may try another one that's more of a bright yellow. But I am definitely going to put this away for later in the summer, early fall. I've got a couple projects that I think might actually look really pretty on it. So, but these were just not really quite the right colors for what I'm planning on doing this spring. But I have a purple, and I've thought about doing that with this, even though it's St. Patrick's Day one. And actually that purple one, it'll probably be a couple of Easter ones that I have in here. So, the Easter ones that I have in this little bag here are, let me show you here. So, this is a free pattern from Cherry Hill Stitchery. It's Happy Easter. Now, I deviated a little bit from the called for flosses that she has on this, but not too much, and I'm not quite done. I'm only about halfway, as you can see by the fact that I only have happy. So I deviated a little bit in that I had some threads left from an embroidery that I did a while back, and so I don't know what number or what colors these are, but they seemed like the right colors to me, so I just used them for the little carrot. And then the blues and the yellows were all the called for threads, but this original stitch was done on black Aida, and so on this particular fabric the blue text really completely blended in, and so I tried this. And I think when I do Easter, I'm going to try something different, and we'll see how that looks, and then I may restitch the happy. I have a variegated thread that I may use for the Easter just to see if it pops out a little bit more. So about halfway done on that. I still got to add another flower and carrot on the side there, and then put the Easter in. And I used the, did I write down what fabric it was? No, of course not. So Yeah, I can't remember exactly what the fabric name is, but it's like a whitewash board. And I just thought it would be really cute for this because it'll just look like a painting or little figures painted on a whitewash board. So anyhow, that's really gonna be cute when I get it done. And I'm enjoying doing that. Should be fairly quick. Couple other things that I have here in my bag. Well, first of all, I have my little readers from Lori Holt, and they are really helping out with the larger count stitches. So I've done a couple of bags from my Lori Holt bags that I got a couple of years ago, and I finally made them up. So this is just full of floss for the different Easter projects. And then this one actually has a couple other projects in it, but let me show you what the actual, so that's actually what the Easter cross stitch that I'm doing, that's actually what it's supposed to look like. It was done on black, and so it popped a little bit more when she did it on black, but I like this one too. So, and it was 28 count even weave fabric flare. So that's that. This is just a couple other little charts for some other Easter things that I might do. And then in my other little bag inside this bag, I've actually got another piece of that fabric. That same one, the fabric flare. And a couple little patterns here that were also freebies. I'm kind of doing quite a few of the free ones right now, but I have purchased some from these same websites. So this one was, or is, or will be when I get it stitched, You Be Well by Shepherd's Bush. So that's a cute little pattern. And I think it'll look cute on that same fabric flare. And then this one will be for next month, April showers. So I've just got those kind of in there, and this way it's in a little bag inside the larger project bag, and I can, stitch on whichever one I want if I grab the whole bag and go to lunch or break time, whatever. We're going to the doctor, all those sorts of things. So let me push this out of the way and I will put it back together later. Okay. Alright, so other thing that I did this week was actually make up some more bags. So same Lori Holt line. It was all a, what do you call it, canvas weight, like a decorator weight fabric. And so just had you cut up all the different bags and make them up. And I am not a bag maker, so be gentle with me. Be not so critical, because or maybe I have to not be so critical of myself too, because you're probably not going to see all my little flaws on there. So like flaws like this, like it didn't quite match up, yada yada. Oh well, it's okay for me. I would not put this in a shop to sell, but I did all right for myself. And I have made bags before, I just haven't done it in a long time. Sorry, I see a thread. I need to cut it. Okay. That wasn't really an important thread. It was just, yeah, So, and I thought this one's pretty cute. Love the tomato cushions. But again, don't judge me too harshly. It's not really straight. One of the things about decorator weight, or at least this one, I don't know, maybe it's because it's been sitting around so much too, but it's very wonky. And so I kept trying to get it back into shape, and it just wasn't really working, and I should have just cut it, but it's alright. I'm going to fill it full of stuff, and nobody will notice, right? And then Oh, and this one had a little, I think I got this in one of the Valentine's Day free things from Fat Quarter Shop. Like when you bought a couple things, you got that thing. So that was really cute. And then I love the tomato pin cushions. So I should show you the inside of these too. The insides are not great. I'm not good at finishing very much. I have a slightly different bag style pattern that I'm going to do for the next ones. And so I think that'll be so, but I wanted to show you what happens when you are tired. So these two bags, one side has the scissors and one side has the flower fabric. And so for one thing, what happens when you're tired is that you cut it sideways. And for another, it was supposed to be all of one fabric in one bag and all of one fabric in the other bag. But, oh well, it's still cute. It's still cute. To me, anyhow. So, I'm going to fill these up pretty soon. And let me show you a little bit of what I'm going to fill them up with. So, patterns. Lots and lots of cross-stitch patterns. So again, like I said, I apologize. I know I've done mostly quilting for the last year. And I just didn't get a chance to do very much quilting this week. Well, I did. I did some quilting, but I can't show it yet. I can't show it yet. So that's why all the cross-stitch right now. So this is a little pattern that I'm going to get started here pretty soon. I was hoping to start it in February. I didn't find it till February, or I would have started it in January. But let me see if I can remember the name of the designer. It's called the Joyful World Sew Along. And if you go on Facebook, well, on the internet too, I think if you just type in Joyful World, you'll find it. And I don't have a really good image printed out. I'll see if I can find one online and I'll try to put it in here. But for each month, there's a different little design. And so you can either stitch them all up separately. And there's the little chart for that one. And it was a free one that this designer put together. And so you can either stitch them all up separately and make them into little pillows or, you know, just little picture frames, whatever. Or you can sew them up in all in one motif. And so that's how I'm going to do it. And then I will just display it year round because it'll be a little cross stitch for each month of the year, like a little calendar. And so they're very cute. Little flamingos. And I especially like, if I can find it, well, I like them all, but I especially like this one right here. So September is my mom's birthday month, and she loves owls. So she used to collect owls a lot. She used to collect them, and we had a lot of them, and then kind of downsized some of the knickknacks. But now we're kind of getting a lot more again. Anyhow, so I love that one. I'm going to get that started here pretty soon. And this one is actually for April. So I'm going to kit that up here in March. And I'm going to work on that in April for my birthday month. So really like that one. And next one is going to be for May. I'm going to kit this one up and start it in May. I just think it's I love the reds. It's just so pretty. I'm going to definitely look forward to working on that as we start into summer months. So, and to go with some of those summer months are some smaller cross stitches that I hope to work on. So this was just some scissor fobs. So that should be, you know, like a one day or a weekend little project there. I love this from, is it from Priscilla from Stitching with the Housewives? So I like that one. How does your garden grow? Sometimes not very well. Depends on whether or not I've pulled the weeds. All right, and Bumblebee Petites. I just think these are really cute. In the past, I've been a beekeeper. I do not have bees right now. I do have the beehive still. And I'm trying to decide whether or not I will do that this year. I don't believe so. But I may try to catch a swarm. And then maybe I will. So, also, this is a cute little stitch that I was going to do this summer. So, a lot of you probably, if you're cross stitchers, you probably have this. This is Lori Holt's Stitch Card D. So, along with that, Fat Quarter Shop recently had the floss colors on sale for it. So, I got that too. And so, I'll have that all ready to be kitted up. The Dressmaker's Sewing Kit. I think I showed this before. I am going to try to go ahead and get that kit together and work on it over the summer. And this one is definitely for summer. Actually, it might be for May, in fact, because I was planning on working on a lighthouse quilt. I can't remember if it was May or June. So that would be the stitch along to go with it. And then I would love to do this one in June, July. So, Sweet Land of Liberty by Cherry Hill Stitchery. So I just love that one. Alright, so that's a lot of the stitching plans there. And then Fat Quarter Shop recently had, so I don't typically, so like for the Moonbeams cross stitch along, they have a floss box like this, and I thought about getting it, but I don't typically get them just because I usually already have all the floss, and so I don't have, like, they're cute, I just you know, I don't know, I'll find something to do with this one though. It was part of the, it wasn't really, well, yes, it was free. But anyhow, so, and there were some classic dye works threads in here and some Cosmo. So I've never used either of them. But somebody was saying the other day that the Cosmo feels really smooth compared to the DMC. It does actually feel a little bit smoother. But I'm so used to DMC. You know, and I do like these two colors, so I'll definitely add them in. And the classic dye works. You know, I'm one of those cross stitchers that sometimes I follow the pattern and sometimes I choose my own colors, so this is fine. I'll use them for something. All right. Next project that I have in mind this weekend. So I have a bunch of Easter fabrics and some scraps from a Valentine quilt that I did last year. So I'm thinking I may sew up all of these scraps and actually make a project this weekend. And hopefully I'll have it to show you next week. And I think I may even come up with something for, this is a, so we got some new, somebody got some new sheets in my house, and so it's the little bag that the sheets come in, and I think I have an idea for a springy kind of use for this, so I will hopefully have that for next week as well. Alright, that was really long, and I feel like I'm still missing some things that I was going to talk about. Probably not. Well, anyhow, what I really want to say is go check, if you're here from Goody Goods, great. I hope you subscribe. If you are not here from Goody Goods, go to Goody Goods video and watch the collaboration, is that what we're calling it? The roll-along collaboration. And again, this was put together by Becca. So she's had a couple videos on it, and then Sean from The Guy Who Sews did the first row in February, and Beth from Goody Goods just released her video, and I will be up next. So I'll be working on putting that together over the next couple weeks, and I'm not real sure what I'm doing yet, so stay tuned. All right, so last thing I want to show is the February So Yeah subscription box. So let's go ahead and say, if you don't want to see it, go ahead and I will see you next time. And actually, I'm going to take a moment and take a drink. If you don't, I hope that's okay. Sorry, I get really thirsty. Plus, I've been kind of thinking that I might be coming down with something, so I hope not. I hope it's just that I'm a little tired. So, and I really can't shake the feeling that I'm going to stop this and remember all the other things that I was going to talk about. But anyhow, so the February So Yeah subscription box. I'm really curious. So I think I saw some videos of some other people that received it quite a while, or not quite a while, but a few days ago at least. And I skipped past them, so I don't know. So let's find out. Okay. So first of all, a little sticker. Isn't that cute? That one is adorable. I'm gonna have to find a special spot for that. All right, 3 sisters. Okay, so a little description there for me. Oop, I hope I didn't show that. Okay, so there's a little QR code for a discount, 20% discount. Okay, and we get a pattern called Lattice Work from Our Family Patterns, and that is So Yeah Company. So Our Family Patterns, and it's an intermediate pattern. I don't know, it looks fairly okay. Well, anyhow, intermediate pattern, and that is really cute. I like those fabrics. All right. Ooh, I love it. I love them. So I don't know if you're like me, but I have quite a few scissors, and every time I get a new pair, I love them. Just because, especially now that I've fallen down the cross-stitch rabbit hole, every one of these bags that I'm going to make up needs a pair of scissors. So those are cute. And they're just right. So perfect. All right, and then of course some thread, Aurifil thread. I think, yep, Aurifil 5021. All right, so love that. And then, oh, lots of confetti. And I just dropped a bunch on the floor, but I'll get it later. And then jelly roll from 3 Sisters. So, let's see if I can show it well enough. So does everybody know who 3 Sisters are? I can remember that it's Lisa Bonjean. And then I always forget the other 2. Like, I know them. I just, for some reason, I can't put the 3 together. But yes, that is going to be really, really pretty. I may have to do that right away. I think I said that about the last box, and it didn't actually happen. But hopefully it will this time. And I'm going to go ahead and put the thread back in there too. And we'll put the pattern back in there. Alright, so, well, I'm going to have my work cut out for me. And now I have to go sit down and plan what I'm going to do for my row of the row along collaboration quilt. I think it will definitely include a chicken. Yeah, I've got some ideas, but I've been tossing them all around, and so I'm still trying to decide which one. All right, so a couple other things that I want to try to work on this week, which is probably not going to happen, but maybe the week after. So I'm going to put together a couple more cross-stitch bags, and I'm going to use this fabric right here. This is from, I believe it's from the Pride and Prejudice line. So it's really cute. I think it would be, I'm going to make the perfect bag for a sampler. Got a couple of fabrics here from Lori Holt, or no, actually Allison Harris of Cluck Cluck Sew. So I think those two would make a really cute bag together. And these were actually both from a So Yeah scrap bag. So that's awesome. I think it's a nice way to use those up. And a couple of fabrics here that were also from scrap boxes. And so I think that will be really cute in a couple of bags. And then I have this color as well. So I may put all of those together. I may just do those two. I don't know. That has a real Halloween vibe to it, doesn't it? I mean, I guess not really, but a dark kind of Edgar Allan Poe vibe. That's what I was going for. And then I have a little piece of canvas left from the zippy bags from Lori Holt. I really thought about just putting that together. Sew that up and make it into a bag. You know, if nothing else, it could hold the floss. So I may do that right away. But all right, so that's a lot of the plans. All right, I hope you join me next week when I start on the Moonbeams quilt and my second block for Heartfelt quilt, and probably some more cross stitch and a little of this and a little of that. All right, well, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll tune in to Goody Goods and Sean, the guy who sews, and if you check out the description box below, hopefully I remembered to put all the other people that are collaborating. If I didn't, I will definitely get them in my April video. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Okay, get all this kitted back up. That's the thing, you pull everything out and then you gotta put it all back together. Maybe not quite all. I'm gonna go stitch on this one. So let's see. Toss this back in there. You know what? I can pull some of this out. So I have my light and my Q frame in here. I took the project off the Q snap, so let's take that out too. Let's go ahead and put this in.